What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Team B Therapy. I'm one half of the host, Brandon, aka Bullet B, joined by almost always my co-host, the second member, second owner, like Ric Flair and Vince McMahon when they owned WWE. He's the Ric Flair, and his name is Bill the Mac, the Booker.
Woo! That's right. What's going on?
This is a special series, Team B Therapy, our sub-series here. We're going to talk about everything in the field of relationships, from the good times to the bad times, things like that. Advice for you guys, hear from the masters themselves, because we're in our 30s and we've seen it all, been through it all, the good and the bad.
That's right.
And, I got a big disappointment last night on Facebook, and it's just another day in the world of Bullet B. So, you know, now Bill, he's been through some shit. That motherfucker's like, I ain't gonna date no more. You know, he's been through so much stuff, you know. But, you know, he's open to it. You know, open mind. He's just guarded, as am I. You know, it's good to be guarded because people take advantage of it. And usually people go through phases. They say they love you and everything like that. Then after 3 months, they might be in love with Freddie. You never know. So I always say, take it slow, slow. You know. So what you been up? So we're gonna start this conversation off kind of easy. We're gonna ease into a good conversation here. But what you been up to, Mr. Bill? How you doing?
Not too bad today, man. Good to hear from you. Good topic. Talking about today, man. These little talks and you know, subtopics and what we talk about on our kind of extensions of ourselves and what we talk to other people about. It's real good, man. I really enjoy that. And that's going to be a real good thing for our viewers too, man. So I've been doing pretty good today. You know, it hasn't been too bad. It's been kind of rainy all day, and you know, where it wasn't too bad getting right close to the holidays. You know, with Christmas Eve right around the corner. You know, it's been not too bad. So just trying to get out of this little bit of damp and dry weather. But other than that, hey, good to go, buddy. I am ready to kick it into some gear here. So been doing all right, man. I'm sorry to hear about your situation there, man, as you get into it. You know, I've been through my times too, dude. I like you said, I've seen it all mostly from what I know of. So this is one that I know of. But yeah, man, I'm doing good though. But I hope all gets well with you, bud. I know you'll you bounce back, you Bullet B, hey man, you bulletproof.
Yeah, I'm putting out our show on Facebook Live, and we're on YouTube Live for people that want to watch, are watching us live here, or will eventually.
Oh yeah.
Post it on Facebook here, and then I'll delete it off Facebook once we're done because it won't be live anymore. This is the live stream link for people that want to check us out live. And guys out there, gals, sub to my channel or sub to Bill's channel if you want to check us out for our live stream of this episode and future episodes, and check out our posted episodes, you know, because we put a lot of time and effort in our episodes. This episode's for you as well as us, because it's good therapy for us and good therapy for you guys, hopefully. So we love doing it. It's for the people. You know, I love people. I don't hate people, even though people treat me bad and everything, but I understand people enough to not let it change my whole mindset about people. So, you know, it's like this, like people, I always use the prison analogy. Like when a person's really, really happy, but he's also in prison, you want to hide that happiness. You know, you don't want to have a smiley face. Like Denzel Washington said in Training Day to the rookie cop. He said, you got a wedding ring, you happy? You need to hide that shit because criminals will eat it up. They'll use it against you. People use your happiness against you. So where I live at, people I know and shit like that, if I'm a happy son of a bitch, I keep it locked inside. I don't let people know about it because they use it to attack me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but as far as my wedding ring and stuff goes, if I had one, I wouldn't hide that. If I was in prison, I would. I'll stick it up my asshole or something. But as far as being at work, no, I wouldn't hide my wedding ring. I'll be proud of that shit. I wish I had one because I'd be very, very proud of that, my wedding ring. People are like, oh, he's married. Well, yeah, I'm very proud of it, man. I'm very proud of it. It's a good accomplishment in life. But someday.
That's true, man. It's kind of like I heard the example given. When you're by yourself, your phone never rings. But yet, the first moment you find a girl, or a girl wants to be a girlfriend or a fiance, then your phone starts ringing off the hook. Out of the woods.
That's how Julie was, man. That's how Julie was. You ready for round two? You ready for round two? The MILF.
Oh yeah.
The MILF would not have happened if I was not dating Destiny. When I started dating Destiny, everybody from the administrator's wife wanted to tap me. Well, I told the administrator's wife, I almost regret it, man, but it don't matter. But I was working with her, and she was my boss lady, and she's kind of short with freckles, red hair, old gingerbread woman, and she was cute though. But I could see her husband was kind of depressed and missing her and stressed because she wasn't giving him all that attention like she was before. And I rode her around in my Mustang one time, and I said, your husband gonna be cool with that? He said, yeah, buddy, go ahead and take her for a ride. She's never rode in a Mustang before. I'm thinking like, she wants to holler at me or something. She told me, she said, Brandon, we're leaving this facility in a couple of weeks. I will fuck you. You know, you got a rubber? I said, of course. She said, I will fuck you this weekend. Husband's going out of town for a few. I will fuck you. I'm like, well, I was with Destiny at the time. I said, no, I love my girlfriend. I'm not going to cheat on her. But damn, if you just offered this to me 6 months ago, you know. But another thing was I saw the sadness in her husband's eyes. And I felt bad for him because I know what it's like to love somebody that doesn't love you the same. And I don't want to do that to somebody, to a married couple. So I am kind of sentimental to that. So I don't like sleeping with a man's wife if he still loves her, because I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me, you know.
Right.
They were moving. I could have got away with it and everything, but it's because of that, and because I was with Destiny is why I didn't boink her. Now, if I was single, would I have boinked her? I don't know, because I really felt sorry for that guy, and I hate for somebody to do that to my wife. And I told her no. Oh, first I told her yeah. And then when Saturday night came, she was calling me. We're going to do this or not? I said, look, I love my girlfriend, and I'm just not interested. She said, fuck you. I said, well, I was thinking about it, but I just can't do it. And you need to work things out with your husband there. I said, that man really cares about you. He's walking around with his head down all the time. He really loves you. I wish you would work things out with him. Don't cheat on him. Work things out with him. He cares about you. He will listen to you. You know, try to love him because he cares. So I had to be baby facing that one. She was mad as hell, cussing me out, dude. Because the whole week I was like, yeah, I'll fuck you Saturday night. You know, but then I thought about it and thought, I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this to him. I can't do it to Destiny. It's before Destiny cheated on me, by the way. I was like, I can't do it to her. I got faith in her. I didn't want no bad karma. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want no bad karma at the time. And I believe if you love your girlfriend, there's no reason to cheat on her. If she's doing you right and everything, just stick with her. Don't cheat on her, because a good, faithful, loyal woman is hard to find in the first place. Yeah. And there's no need to mess it up, because it's all pink on the inside. And when you have lust for somebody else, it just ain't worth it. I mean, you got everything you need right there. There's no need to be greedy and want more and more and more. It's all the same.
Yeah.
I fucked her for 20 minutes. Wouldn't have meant anything. It just would have ruined their marriage if he would have found out. It just would have ruined it, made things worse. You know? Yeah. So there's no point in it, man.
That's true. Man.
I don't get it. People care about sex more than I do sometimes. And I just didn't see the point of whacking her for 20 minutes and messing up her marriage and shit. This ain't worth it, dude. Go masturbate. Go watch RedTube or something, you know?
Yeah, I know, man. It's bad that you get presented with those opportunities when it happens, because it's like I remember sitting back when I was younger, maybe 10, 11 years ago, man. Back when MySpace was out, back when, you know, the internet first started, social media, whatnot, man. And it's like you try to be nice to all these girls and be friends with them and whatnot. Then you know, none of them say anything about dating or you're nice enough. You hear them saying like, oh, you're so nice, I don't know why anybody ain't got you yet, blah, 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 right? You don't hear nothing about that, right? Then the moment they find out, oh, well, I've got this girl, I've got, I'm finally in a relationship with somebody, they were like, man, I just wish you hadn't been with somebody. I'm like, where did that come from? You know, because it's the people that I talk to all the time. I was getting this from people. I'm like, I talked to you for several months. I've been polite to you several months. I've tried to get to know you for several months. I've tried to drop hints, you know, and it's one time a friend of mine, her and I talked for 2 years. I pursued her for 2 years, and you know, and her and her mom were good friends, and her mom was real nice to me, and I respected her mom. Her mom was real good, and you know, it just simply said that basically, you know, she's like, don't tell so and so that I, you know, like you, that you're a nice guy, because every guy that I've liked that she's talked to, she's always ran the opposite way. And she also told me too, she's like, well, if you can't meet halfway, then you know it's not worth it. So then I tried all these times, and finally, dude, I gave up on it. And I felt I met somebody else, went through a relationship with them. Then when I got back to be friends with this girl, she was kind of like, she was upset about the situation. I'm like, but why? Because for 2 years I've been good to you. I've tried to take you dinner, you know, bring you lunch sometimes, go and visit you and everything, and tried to be respectful of your children and whatnot. And it's like, you know, they were all of a sudden different. So it's women have this different mindset, and the ones I've been experienced with and that I have experiences with, we're like that. You know, that's just one of the negative sides of it. You have these girls that come literally out of nowhere and try to be like, oh man, I just wish I'd known this, when really they've known you the whole time. That's just, be honest with it. You know, if you want to take the approach of talking to someone, make sure it's known. This old-fashioned stuff, that's one thing I learned. This old-fashioned stuff with women is gone out. They don't, that old-fashioned stuff they don't want anymore, because this is the new age. They don't.
I hate that. So, I hate that, man.
It's the new age, man, and you trying to be old-fashioned to them. I've learned that. It come, Brandon, it come across my mind today, but I'm like, the kind of person that I am, the way my morals, I was raised, it ain't set for this world, because all the old things that I used to believe in have died out over time. So I don't really get too much, you know, and I've learned, but it's not going to change who I am, but it's my change to my view of women in general. And like you said, I've given it up. Yeah, I've given up dating, and I'm not pursuing anybody. I don't want anybody. You know, like I said, if it was to happen by some chance, that's one thing. But there's nothing in my heart that desires to have another girlfriend in my life. And you know, and it's not just what happened in my past with my ex. Not at all. You know, I loved her to death, but you know, it's just because when you give y'all, you really don't have anything left to give, and I just literally don't have that. So we'll see how that goes and whatnot, but you know, that's just how life goes, and I'm not going to bother with it anymore. But females can be something else, dude.
I accidentally exited out, dude. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's still broadcasting. It looks like
it says live. It still says live. I can see it.
I know, but I hope it don't start over, dude. Let me see here.
Well, it shouldn't. It's still on here.
What I did was I clicked the invite link. That's why you see two of me.
Okay, I
thought I did. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna kick myself out here. The other me, the bad me from Back to the Future 2. Kick him out.
Well, I understand that, man.
Okay, he's gone. Nah, man, I agree with you and shit. But deep down, all women and men want the same fucking thing in a relationship. Them old school fundamentals still work. It's just people realize it too late now. You know, we all want love. We all want happiness. Being romantic to a girl, taking her to a nice dinner and stuff like that stuff works. It always will work. That's why I can listen to love songs from 50 years ago and they're still relevant. And people might laugh at it and say, well, it's out of date or whatever, but the fundamentals are the same. You know, people just realize it later. So it ain't people that are disappearing, Bill. They just mature later, or they miss it. But there is definitely people that don't believe in nothing, and they never realize it. And you know, I'm just saying, fundamentally, we all want to be loved. We all want a good relationship, shit like that. That's true. You know.
Well, yeah, that's not. I agree.
My morals, my old school way of taking a girl out, girls will appreciate it. You know. Hopefully, I'll find one that does. If not, I'll just be single like I've been being. It's all good. So I try not to be too negative about it. And the good women that that the like guys like us, they're taken, they're already married, or they got 20 kids. You know, is that even possible? Is that even possible for a woman to have 20 kids, 20 babies?
It might be. I mean, whether it can happen.
Helen Hart, Stu and Helen Hart, them motherfuckers had what, 12 kids? No, 13, I believe.
Yeah, but my Lord, they were like, that was like years ago, though, man. They don't kids, men don't pop kids out like that as much as they used to anymore. Not for the same one.
Oh, dude, that's before birth control came out. That's why. That's when you watch. That's why when you watch Apollo 13, all the families on there and husbands and shit that are watching the space shuttle, all of them got like 5 to 10 kids with them. That's before birth control came out. But it's hard to stay committed, man. It's hard to stay with the same woman and stuff like that, depending on who you are and where you live at. I just want one woman, committed relationship. I'm happy, you know. But I want to make sure that she loves me and she's got things not figured out, but she's got a life set to where she knows where she wants, she knows where she's going. You know,
right.
You don't have like these little weird fantasies of like, I wonder what it'd be like if I ended up with him or something. That's why I prefer a woman my age with some experience, or somebody that's ready to be loyal and faithful and stuff like that. Because everybody's the same. If you got a good relationship, don't fuck it up with a one night stand or how you say stuff like that. You know, a flirtatious situation at work. A fling, not a fling, but a fling. Don't fuck it up with a fling or whatever, because it's all the same. You watch pornos, you know.
Well,
so the problem is people. Okay, we're just talking about earlier how it ain't the same no more. The problem is timing. People don't take it slow no more. That's what messes it up. Back in the day, you called your girl on the rotary phone. You said, "I'll see you Friday night at the movies." You say, "Okay." It was all about trust back then. And it should still be about trust. And you saw your girlfriend, you went to the movie, got engaged, then you got married, then you moved in together. You know, It's all about timing's what's fucking it up. This instant gratification world that we live in, when the key to success is long-term gratification. Anything that's worth anything, no matter what it is, takes time, effort, and dedication. People rush. That's why they're fucked up. They rush it. You and I, we're in our 30s. We're not married. We came close a time or two, but we understand that because we had to wait. We had to be single for a long period of time. So when we get a girlfriend, we appreciate it. She says, "Hey, I want to take it slow. I'll kiss you after 2 months." We're cool with it because we've been waiting forever anyway. What's 2 months? People rush, instant gratification. People want it now. Yeah. People didn't have a problem with AOL back in the 90s, loading web pages. But you let a web page take longer than 5 seconds to load. People be like, instant. Why ain't it instant? People have got accustomed to instant gratification, and they think relationships are the same, but they're not. Relationships are slow, long-term gratification. You're going to spend the rest of your life with the bitch. You know, why rush it? She's going to be there forever, you know.
Well, I understand that, and I agree with what you're saying in parts of it there, you know, with that. And just understand.
It's rushing, man. People rush. They're like a race. They're like the ethnicity Russians. They rush everything. I'm Russian, so I'm rushing you type of shit. Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, that's true. Well, with me, my thinking and is the fact that today, while the concept of relationships and how you go about them has stayed the same, but you look at time as it has went on, and over time, society as itself in general as a whole has moved to that faster. It's what you just said when you mentioned AOL. You look at AOL, you look at MySpace, things took time. Nowadays, you got social media that kind of really goes out there. You've got a world that's moving a lot faster than what you want it to do. So if you're the kind of person that drives an old slow vehicle and then you're used to driving it slow, and that getting you to where you want to go. Here it comes today, a souped up, faster version of that car that has gotten into. People said, well, you don't need to drive that old one anymore. Here's something faster that will allow you to keep up with everything else. Well, then you say, hey, I've got this old reliable car that's got me from point A to point B, but now I've got this new, faster, souped up version of it. And then what the drawback is of that is that by getting in that faster, souped up version, you don't know whether to trust it. You don't know what it's going to do far as taking you to where you need to be. You don't know what you're going to pass along the way because you've done skip by it because everything is a lot faster in driving in that vehicle than other things. That's where it gets to, is that everybody's so used to going fast, and instead of taking your time. And what you have to really do is you really just have to embrace time. It's like me, even though I'm in today's society, I use today's society's tools, social media, to kind of still do what I used to do even before it comes. Like you said, people used to call on the telephone. They used to set up a date for Friday night, go to the drive-in movies, go on to get something to eat afterwards, then carrying the girl back home, then talking to her maybe once during the week or something. That's the way you used to do things. It's gone away from that, but the people themselves who have instilled having those things within them still end up basically can do the same things, but have different tools.
That way, it always works that way. People go back to that. People always go back.
But you've got to, though, man. It's just too fast. These women, it's just too fast.
Exactly. It works, man. People, instant gratification era. You can't have everything just like that. Just like that. Everybody on the highway, they're rushing and cutting you off and shit. Everybody's in a hurry to get nowhere, except for the gray. That's what it is. And people that have the education, they study, they learn about this stuff, and then they gather wisdom. No matter how smart you are, wisdom comes with experience, comes over time. You know, that's one thing cool about us getting older. With age comes wisdom.
Right.
When they get that wisdom, they see the world for what it really is, and anything worth anything, like I said, takes time, effort, and dedication. So girls they got to slow down when it comes to relationship. You know, don't be in such a hurry. The first night I was with Destiny, she wanted to have sex the first night, and I'm a dog, so of course I didn't turn it down. Well, I'm a romantic, but I was like, okay, sure. But she did that because she was trying to rush me and get to me, so I wouldn't leave her. Like, you shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
If I cared about her, I'll be there the next day regardless. But that was a sign of desperation on her part. I love taking something slow and building on it. You know, when I was talking to Miss Wayne, dude, her and I we were friends for a whole year on Facebook before we started talking. It don't even seem like a year, dude. Time flies. But I remember there was pictures I liked, and it said October 14th, 2014. I'm like, wow. Talking to her, been friends a long time.
Right.
Same thing with Zyrel. We've been friends probably 2 or 3 years now. It sure as fuck don't seem like it, but you know, I like that. You know, when I dated Carrie and I, we were friends before we even met each other. We were talking on Yahoo Messenger. If anybody remembers them days, I know you do, Bill. We had some good times in there. We talked on Messenger, Facebook for a whole year before we even met each other. I take pride in it. When it comes to marriage and shit, I'm very old school. I don't care how long it takes. I ain't going to ask her to marry me unless a year goes by or something, some kind of time. That way people will respect it, and I respect it. The first thing people say, oh, you're engaged now? How long you been with her? 2 weeks. You know, it just don't work, man.
Yeah.
People think they can fall in love instantly, and maybe they can, but I think that's setting up to failure because it takes a year to learn that person's habits, bad moods, and shit like that.
Yeah.
I can meet a girl right now. We could have wrestling in common, video games in common, never argue. And I say, wow, this girl was meant for me. Then 3 months go by, I'm like, we don't even know each other. You know? Right. And like it's true. That girl, Caitlin, I was talking to earlier this year, her and I talked for a couple of months. I was like, wow, everything's making sense and clicking and shit. And I said, just give it time. Give it time. I know this. She did. She's like, We're a made match. We're made match. I said, you don't know that. Wait till a couple months or so. A couple months later, she started liking somebody else. It's just like high school. That girl liked me. She loved talking to me. We had things in common. 2 months later, she meets some other guy, and it's bye-bye, just like that. So what if I got her pregnant within those couple of months or married her within those couple of months? It wouldn't have worked out. So that shit scares me, dude. If I had a kid with Destiny that night, Christmas night, when we had some very intense sex because love was in the air, my life would be fucked right now because I don't like her. I mean, I ain't got nothing against her now, but
Right.
I just know I wouldn't like her, and we would have a kid together right now. So my best friend, my other best friend, next to Bill, Bear, he got married to Wendy, and what he said, he always tells me, he's like, dude, whatever you do, use a raincoat. He said, I know you know that, but it's a good reminder because now he's stuck in a marriage with a kid, and I think they love each other now. They got things worked out, but you know, he got trapped now because of that instant gratification there. You got to wait and see. You know, you can't buy a car and say, man, it's the greatest car ever. It's driving perfect. Wait about a year and see if that car is still perfect. Anything can go wrong. You just got to take your time and get to know somebody. It's just, you got to take it slow. I mean, you want to fuck her, stay with her? Sure. But just don't marry her. Don't get engaged. Wait a year. Learn her bad habits and bad moods because everybody's got them. Then see what's up. Don't do nothing that's going to tie you down. Wait. Just wait. Wait it out. What you got? That's all I got to say right now, Bill.
Well,
People pay money to hear Bill, man. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing, man. You 3 years older than me. You know everything, but I don't know nothing. Call me son.
It's just the fact that I firmly felt like ships and pacing yourself at it because, like you mentioned before, it takes too much going on in life today, society and today in itself. Basically, everybody's such in a rush that you really don't take the time to really get to know people. That's where the problem is. I've seen too many shows where people have you see all these kids paternity court, especially paternity court. Well, I've seen those shows and countless people have kids. These women go out and they have kids after meeting the person the same night. They're not taking time to really knowing these people, you see. And then you have so many kids out there that don't know who their parents are because people don't take time. It's called having respect because I, as a person that grew up, in that older age back then, you got to have respect for yourself. If you can't sit here and basically take your time in knowing a person, and my approach is this: I have never met someone on the street, someone that I have felt like basically just I didn't ever know and say, hey, let's go out this place. That was never been my approach, and that's just talking about me here. I've always gotten to take the time to know a person, become friendly with them so they know my ins and outs. They know a lot about me so that it can either turn into a relationship or it can just be friends. I guess that's why I had so many female friends like I did, is because at a point, either there's a point I feel like to whether it progresses to something better and to a relationship or it just stays a friendship. At least you know where your boundaries are. That's how you really get to know whether people are going to be in your life or not. Because if it's just a thing, a swoop in the night, you're not going to know what you're getting afterwards. Like you said, people don't. It's just people don't know how to control their sins. They're too fast to want to do this and do that, and they don't take time out of it. Man, it's like I always said: if somebody says having sex, they're having sex, and it says, and it's like, no, not at all. Everything is all cool, and I just feel like, with the situation is that people tend to have that sense of understanding and taking the time to really get to know people, because that's where things blossom, is when you know something about somebody. It's just simply trying to engage in things to where you get to know somebody, what their likes and dislikes. People don't say, what's your favorite color? Who's your favorite star? I still do that. Even people may not do that today. I still do it because it's like you're processing it up here. See, this right here, this is called a brain. People don't use it anymore. when it
I
comes
hope
to
so.
but this brain is used for memorizing things and retaining things in it. People don't use it when it comes to relationships. Hence the fact why everything's got to go so fast. They want to cut straight through the case and go straight to it when you just got to build around it. You've got to build something strong in order for it to mold. I mean, if you sit there and make a cake and you don't put the eggs in it and you skip the eggs, your cake's not going to turn out right. It's all a point of basically just enjoying yourself and just trying to get to know someone and building a solid foundation. So whether it's either going to be a relationship or it's going to be just a friendship, at least you know what you're going towards. You know, and to me, that's what it's all about, is taking that time, knowing what that person's favorite color. So if you think of one day getting them a little surprise gift, you know their color is purple. Or if you know if they like Scooby-Doo, you can get them a little something Scooby-Doo. It's things they like. And by you taking the time and talking about it, that's where thing basically goes. So that's just how I feel about it, is I basically feel like people take their time, they build more of understanding and more knowing more about people than they do just rushing through it, you know, and that's to me just a ridiculous thing. So that's just how I feel about it, man. If they would just take their time, get to know people, get to know things about them, you get to do more and interact more than just cutting to it.
Bill, you're exactly right. Any echo. Okay. Any PhD relationship book or love book or any shit like that says what you just said, man. And you just came to it with your own conclusion. Learn about people's likes and dislikes and interests and shit like that. That's how you do it. You just said it. That's proven methods. And you just know it. And that is so true. And people don't know that sometimes. And that's why they mess up. Now, you know, I almost disagreed with you earlier, but I agree, because the thing when you ask a girl her favorite food, favorite color, favorite TV show, that's the fundamentals that work. And you said you can't find that in a woman nowadays. That's where I was going to disagree, but you're absolutely right, because every girl I talked to this year, I take it back to my fundamentals. I'm like, well, hey, what's your favorite color? How old are you? What kind of music you listen to? And they seem like they're bored with it. And anybody that knows relationships or studied relationship books, no, that's the fundamentals. That's how you get a conversation going. That's what having a lovely romantic dinner is all about. It was like, well, hey, what's your favorite music? You got your favorite food here? Shit like that. They should know that. Any woman that doesn't know that, they're either stupid or they're not sincerely into you. And that's sad. And yeah, because you have to know those questions. That's the fun part to me.
But that's falling in on them, not us. We're doing,
exactly. Yeah.
guys doing the right thing. That's what I was pointing. I didn't mean every woman's like that, but most women,
But you might be right, though, because every girl I talked to this year is like that. I'm like, wow.
There you go.
They don't know the fundamentals here. They're like, oh, you give me a headache. I'm like, this is the fun. What else is there to do? You know, that's the fun part with meeting somebody new, is asking them kind of questions and talking and being friends. That's the fun part. And now girls I've talked to this year, they'd be like, except for Tiff, they'd be like, well, that's a waste of time. Oh, I got a headache. Well, you got to write me a paragraph. I'm like, this is the best part.
Yeah.
You know, what else is there to do? Sit there and have awkward silence and fuck? Or, you know, awkward silence. There's nothing else to do. Shit. But that's why I need to find somebody that's like me. And they'd be like, you got it, Brandon. You're asking the right questions. You're really looking for a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So on and so forth.
That's true. I agree with
you. It just depends on the girl. But girls younger than me, ones we happen to talk to, they don't get it, man. And when they get our age, they'll get it. And then by then, they'd be divorced with 5 kids or whatever the case. And the good girls are taken. It's hard to find a good girl. It really is, dude. A lot of them's just attention whores, Facebook, Plenty of Fish has got them corrupted because they're thinking like, hey, I can sign on Facebook, show a little bit of cleavage, and everybody will like it. You know, the attention, you know, they love that. They don't take a man seriously because every time they go to Facebook homepage, they got 30 likes for one of their pictures and stuff. But a girl that sincerely wants a relationship, she knows she's got to tone that stuff down. Instagram, getting all them likes. She knows she's got to tone that down some. If you notice a lot of these girls that post these pictures of cleavage and stuff, and they get all these likes, once they're in a relationship and they post a picture of their boyfriend, how many likes do they get? Like 5 or 6. Now they're back normal because the guys, that's how they should know guys are fake. Their Facebook friends are fake because they only like pictures of you when you're smiling, showing something. But the minute you talk about you're hanging out with your family or you're hanging out with your new boyfriend, you don't get that many likes. You know, that should tell them something right there. You know,
Right.
I know with Tiff, she's not a whore or anything, but I know when she posts pictures of her in the gym, she's smiling, hulking it up. Everybody likes it. She gets all these likes. And she's noticed that when she posts just a regular picture, her status update, just a status, she don't get that many likes. And I told her, I said, but she gets it from me. I'm the first one who likes it because I'm genuinely interested in her and shit like that. And a lot of women will eventually realize that. So the attention shit, it ain't real that they get from guys like it. Just ain't real. It's like a girl working in a restaurant, a waitress. She gets all these tips and all these compliments, and it goes to her head. But if she was standing there talking about her problems, maybe 2 people would listen to it.
Mm.
Yeah, that should tell her something. I don't know why I started talking about that, but I mean that's just a side little fact there for you. But it's true. If a bunch of people watch my videos and like my posts, I know most of them are probably fake. And then I talk about me, my personal moods, or me being happy with Barbara, my wife or something. People wouldn't care, but Bill and my real friend, that's when you know who your real friends are in situations like that, I guess.
Right.
You got anything you want to add to that? Or?
Yeah, I simply, I feel like, and you look back at women like us, we say that all the good women are taken. That may be true, but there's a lot of bad women that are taken. Here's the problem with that, and a main example of this, my reasoning, is because I feel like a lot of women, like you and I, are that the kind of people we are, within whom we are, they get overlooked. They stay in the back. They don't speak up. They're afraid to kind of stand up and say anything. So while they may feel like that, that's why I bet you, dude, there are probably 100 women around in this area that probably feel the same way I do, believe in the same things, but you never see them anywhere. They never talk, and they never say anything. But you see all these women that want the easy things in life, want all these guys drooling after them, are everywhere, like you just said, for everybody to want to go after, and they seek the attention because they love getting that thrill of attention. That who they truly are inside doesn't matter. It's how they look on the outside that really counts, to where they make these poses.
Well, very quickly, like I told this girl on POF, dressing like a whore on the internet. And her headline was, how come only dogs like me? Is there any honest, nice men left? I said, girl, the way you dress is what you're going to attract. You dressing like a whore, you're going to attract these macho guys with no personality that just want to fuck you.
Right.
Because that's what you're advertising. Dress like a woman, dress like a woman, put your personality there, and see how many messages you will get. Sure, she won't get that many, but it'd be from genuine guys that want to talk to her.
Right.
When you walk around like a whore, that's the kind of guys you're going to attract. Because, to be honest with you, Bill, from what I know, most guys don't want to marry a whore. If I see a girl walking around half naked and shit, you think I'm going to take her seriously? And she's like, hey, you want to go have sex? I'm like, sure. And then she's going to be like, well, do you love me? I'm like, no, there's nothing to love there. That decency factor. Like when I showed you them pictures of Nicole walking around here like a big blob Slimer from the Ghostbusters naked type of thing. I said, would you talk to that, Bill? You said, no, I'm good. Exactly. But if she was dressed up like a woman should be dressed up, I'm like, what? And her hair straight, I'm like, well, hey, Bill, would you talk to that? You're like, well, she seems all right. I'm open to it at least. So I can't stand women like that. They dress like whores, but at the same time, they want a nice guy. You can't have both. A nice man doesn't want to marry a whore. They want to marry a woman they can take home to their mom. Somebody their mom will be proud of. Their friends will be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
But women like that, they just contradicting themselves. They don't even realize it. So, okay, if I was an attractive guy and I had a six-pack and a body like Alberto Del Rio, and I was walking around with my shirt off, and girls were hollering at me, and then I turn around and say, well, how come only hoochies want me? These bimbos only want me. Duh, because the smart, sophisticated women wouldn't be interested in a guy like me walking around like that, you know?
Right, exactly.
You're not going to, you attract the kind of people the way you dress and act. You know, you dress like a whore, you're going to attract the macho dickheads. You dress like a woman, a lady, you're going to attract the right guys.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to throw that in there. I just thought of it.
Right, I get that, man. That, you know, it's I totally understand it. You go into a bar, expect to get a date, expect that kind of woman you're going to get. You know, you're going to basically just try to not put yourself down to any kind of respect to get someone. That's a lot of times people do today that don't give up, that give in to things. They simply just, that you've got to be true to who you are and not lower yourself down. Because I've always told you, it's important to be who you are and not being something fake. You know, it's kind of like the guy said, if he's dressed up in a cop's uniform, people are going to run up to him to help him out, and they're going to think, well, because he's dressed like a cop. And the man says, just because I'm dressed like this doesn't mean that's what I am. But that may be true, but you can fool a lot of people that way. And that's where a lot of women are today, is they don't.
Perception. The perception.
Yeah, how they want to present themselves out to people. And it goes both ways with men and women do. It's just, you've got to really hold on to your morals and things, because that's what's really going to go. Because if you sit there and you want to date a trashy person, male or female, depending on who this applies to, then you're not going to basically get that higher up person, because you have your standards and things lowered down to that. You know, what you're attracting, you've got to want to have a successful person, a good oriented person that matches who you are as a person, because that's who you go on. You can, it's still possible. It may seem to be impossible, because you see people now that you hear of that are married 40, 50 years, and you're like, dang, that's a long time. How in the world? Because in today's society, the way relationships are and how people are, it's tough to believe you can stay no more than 5 years. Today, in today's society, it seems like a 10-year anniversary is like a 30-year anniversary back then. That's how sad it is.
It's an accomplishment nowadays to have a long, successful relationship. But people still do it. It's just in the minorities, people that know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is what I have learned. Maybe you've run into this. I don't know, because I haven't got quite into this and too much. But what I've noticed lately, and the very sad part about the situation, is I've talked to girls. I've complimented girls. I've said positive things to girls. Friends now, just friends. Yeah. That I have been friends with, to try to help uplift them, to make them feel better. Because when you listen to females, you know, they like someone they can hear. But I've always been the type that I try to give advice to, or talk to, or try to make them feel better. But what the sad thing is, dude, is you have a woman. I don't know if you've ever had it, but have you ever tried to be good to a woman, be nice to her, say nice things to her, try to help uplift her spirits? But then she thinks you're trying to flirt with her, or trying to sleep with her. When you're just being nice to her, trying to make her feel better. Because I've run into that. Sad, but a lot of women mistake compliments for flirting, and it's two different things.
Like, no, I'm just trying to be nice to you, like how people were in the old days, being nice to you. Echo. Yeah. Shit. No, I'm just being generally nice to you, because I believe in people being good to each other. Guy breaks down with a flat tire. If you know how to help him change the tire, go ahead and help him. Sure, you don't, and you get a lot out of it too. People go, well, I don't get nothing out of it. You do too, because it's better to give than receive. That's universal, and it actually works. Psychologically, that helps you a lot. Like, hey, I helped somebody today. But yeah, women like that are just ego tripping. They think everybody wants to sleep with them and flirt with them. Like, no, I'm just giving you advice.
Yeah,
that's why I made it a point nowadays if I'm giving girl advice or just talking to her like a friend. A lot of times I just point it out, and I shouldn't have to, but sometimes I'm like that. You know, I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to come on to you or flirt with you or anything, but here's my opinion. I think you should take the battery out your phone for a few seconds, then put it back in to fix it. Not trying to flirt or anything. Well, I'm just being a smart ass, but it's true, because he wants to sleep with me. That's why. I'm like, no, you cocky, conceited bitch, it ain't like that. I was going to say earlier, I don't care what people think about me, but I care about my perception, reputation. There's a difference there. You know, I care about how I carry myself, and because I want to attract the right kind of people, good people to me, type of thing. But my opinions and stuff, I don't care what people think about me personally, no. But I care about my perception. There's a difference there. So like when Nicole walking around naked, a big blob walking around, she should care about her perception, not necessarily what people think about her, but that's just the type of people she's going to attract. You know, care about your social status and your perception if you want to be successful in this world. But don't care what people think about you, because then you're going to freeze up and not express your real thoughts and things like that. You're not going to be yourself. You know?
Right.
So just have a good attitude, good morals, and have a good perception about yourself. You can't go wrong with that. But you know, that's all I mean.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It takes just because when you're around a woman and she wears perfume, you know, she smells good. You know, she takes her showers and has lotion. She's constantly putting on lotion. That's a woman that really cares enough about herself.
I'll be right back. Go ahead and explain that.
All right. Well, as I was saying, right, it's important to know that woman has respect of herself, and the fact that she is someone that you want to be with. She has standards about herself. She cares about herself. She wants to be presentable to others, you know, and that's what you really want in life. You see so many women today that try so hard, and it's not because of getting attention that they say, hey, I want a guy to know that I'm taking care of myself, but they're wanting that attention that all these perverts and all these other guys and stuff that are just hounding her just because of the way she's dressed. That's a totally different look. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference in that. And guys the same way. So don't think I'm just talking about women in this. I know that there are guys. I'm only speaking of preferences of women because I am a guy and I have experienced this stuff before. But it's just important to know, hey, this is someone, you know, that I would like to know. They seem to care about themselves. My ex was that way. You know, that was the good thing about her is she wore perfume. She always did her hair. She wore lotion. She did her fingernails. She did videos, tutorial videos, all kinds of things with makeup. It showed me that physically and out there seeing her, beautiful woman. She was a beautiful woman. But just seeing that she was that type that really cared about herself and presenting herself in that way too. And I agree with your logic, Matt. Like you said, it's not about not caring about the way that others perceive you, but it's just that point of not allowing people to dictate how you live your life, what you do. You've got to be what you're only required to do is be the best person that you can be. Live your life to the best that it can be. Everybody, you're not going to please everybody, no matter how much good you do, no matter how many people you help, no matter how many times you're there for that person. You're always going to have judgmental people. And to me, I always say, forget it. You know, I'm glad that that's basically how I am as a person. And doing that, you want the female to be that way, because by then it shows not only are they respecting you, but they're respecting themselves to carry themselves in that way. So I agree totally with you there, man, because there's nothing like having a good relationship. But the one things that I feel too and near and dear about, man, is something that we've dealt with and have times deal with depression after with relationships. The hang up, that's the worst part of a relationship that isn't successful, is how you deal with it afterwards. You know, are you one of these guys or women that can just jump off to the next one? Are you one of these guys or women that can just go on to the next, not worry a thing about it? Are you one of these kind of men or women that flaunts the new person in your face? Or are you one of these kind that just have to take some time to really seek and let it settle in your mind, hey, I've lost someone in my life. I'm no longer in this relationship. It's no longer two is one, but it's just that one that is one now. So,
well, Bill, I've been through a lot of breakups, and destiny about destroyed me. And what helped me through it was being more spiritual in life and reading some very positive advice and relationship advice and how to get over your ex for dummies. I'm just kidding, but researching depression and understanding more about myself And getting into the Buddhist philosophy really helped me a lot with situations like that. But I'm gonna let you get back to what you were saying, because I'm gonna run to the little boy's room right quick. But go ahead and tell them girls about depression, man. That is the worst part, man. But luckily, through positive psychology and Zen, I was able to get through mine, and having trust in myself and being a more spiritual person, man. I was able to pull through it, man. But I got some bad news for you guys towards the end of this episode. But I'm gonna let Bill school you guys on some more depression.
Well, as you were saying, man, and I appreciate it. Depression is a very hard thing to deal with. Whenever you go through life and you're in a relationship and it's ending because whether the person did you wrong, you did the person wrong, or in my case, you mutually agreed to end the relationship. That is whatever the situation and how the breakup happens to me is one mechanism that I feel like a person can use as an instrument to be able to get past it. Now, some like I've been in relationships where, and really they've done me wrong, for the relationship to end for whatever reason it may be. Now, for those things that ended, what really got to me was the fact that whatever they did me wrong with, I basically used that as a tool. Like I had one that used me to try to get more attention from her ex. I mean, we were going along great. Miss Month of the Year, she was that way. Miss Month of the Year was kind of like, a nice person, get to know, had kids and all. She was real nice. I tried to respect her. Her kids, her family got along with. I was with her. I tried to be supportive of her. And Miss Month of the Year, whether it was trying to get a job or me going to see her while she was working, I tried to do that. I tried to do all those things, that were working. And, we went out a few times and, she even had an episode where she was at the hospital, which I went with her to. But her dad and all was really nice to me. He's like, well, if she ever decides that she wants to give her hand in marriage to you, I would be honored to have you as a son-in-law. And I was like, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But the whole time Miss Month of the Year and I were together, I just kind of got this feeling that, there was just something not quite right. There was just little things in a relationship, issues. And then there was just things, and I kept kind of being kind of like careful, and saying, okay, Miss Month of the Year, are you sure, you're done with your past relationship? Because a lot of things I've noticed is from the females that I have been in contact with and had experience with, they jump from one relationship to the other and didn't get time to get past it and get through it to be able to move on. Moving on, folks, is one of the biggest things it takes when you go from relationship to relationship. You have to be past the other, or at least get through it to where you're able to move on. You may, because sometimes you have that first love, you have that love in your life that'll always be there, and you may go through relationships and that person will always have a place there. But just saying, moving on to getting on to the next person. And I asked Miss Month of the Year, I said, are you sure that you're done with your ex, And she's like, yeah. And I think I asked her like 3 different times. I said, are you sure? And she was like, yeah. And she'd talk on the phone. She even talked to him because it was, the kid's dad, and I respect that. Who am I to interfere if it's stuff dealing with that? But then she's like, oh, no, I'm happy over here with so-and-so, and I'm doing fine, and da-da-da-da-da. And then she's telling me when she gets off the phone, she's like, oh, he wants to see me. He don't want to see the kids. He just wants to interact with me. He don't want to interact with the kids and stuff. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to go, and work things out? And she's like, no, why would I want to go back when I've got such a good guy like you? And I said, well, I can understand, but I just want to make sure. But and just make a long story short, folks, I just fast forward through that part of the year, and I basically just time with Miss Month of the Year, and it got to the end of the relationship. Just out of the blue, she called me. I was at work of all things, and she was letting me know, I don't feel like I'm letting their dad spend enough time with. I'm like, yes, you are. He's the one that said you told me he didn't want to spend time with them. He was wanting to spend more time with you. And so, well, I don't think I feel hateful I feel like a bad mom if I don't allow the kids. I said, well, you can do that and still not be with them. But she ended up breaking up with me over the phone and going back to her ex. Oddly enough, I'm like, you know, and what the bad thing was, folks, even the bad thing was this. She used to sit there on my MySpace. That tells you how long ago this was. She told me on MySpace about how she put my last name in hers and put Mrs. in front of it. Oh, I want to be Mrs. McAbee. I want to be this. I want to be that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, oh, cool. She wrote, I love you. I want to be this. And I can't wait to have your kids and things like that.
Wow.
And it made me feel close to her, you know. But
Yeah.
what really got to the end of it was when she told me that. It made me mad at the end of the relationship. How could you sit there and lie the whole time and tell me you don't want to have feeling for your ex? I can respect if you hadn't got over ex, but don't try to progress the relationship to where you've given enough time. I gave her 3 times. It's not like I never said or asked her if she ever was dealing with her past, because that's important. And she said no, but then she would simply say that. And for what it dealt with, folks, I was upset. I was really down about that because of this fact, not because that her feelings were not true and not real, but it's because of how I felt dealing with the relationship with me, because my feelings for her were actually real. And so whatever the case was to happen, I wasn't going to allow it to basically just go get through. I used her lying to me as a mechanism, as a tool to get past it. So while I dealt with that as a situation, I said, well, she lied to me. And then I finally, but the good thing was that for actually one of my relationships actually was to confront her. And I told her in front of her ex that she was the biggest liar in this county. And I shook his hand. I said, hey, best of luck. I said, I have no problem with you. I know you from school. I've got no problem with you. But I said, your girl is the worst liar in this county. I said, she sit there and lied, told me about how much you did this to her and how much you did that. Now she's going back with you. So I said, good luck to you and all the best you can. But that's one of the tools, basically, folks. Not a depressing thing, but as I felt sad because I felt real for her. Even Bullet has a picture of her in one of his slideshows for the summer that he did. Her and I together, you know, that was proof that I was happy about stuff like that. It's just that she was lying the whole time, and I used that lying and stuff as a tool to get through it. So, but I was down a little bit though. But depression really just hadn't hit until my last relationship. But that's a whole nother story. But just to get back,
yeah, we'll say that for another. We'll say that for another team.
Yeah,
that's worth the whole episode. Maybe I can touch on some similar events that happened with me and.
Oh yeah.
Echo. Oh yeah, Jet. Maybe it'll go away. I got to talk for a few. There it goes. I believe.
Right.
But yeah, we'll say that story for another episode here. I'm sorry if I'm echoing, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's going away.
You won't hear it through mine. You might hear it through yours, but on mine, I don't ever hear you echoing.
Yeah, you never. Only the host hears it, and then when I post it, everybody can hear it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's gone away though. It ain't like them first videos we made where it would start echoing real bad after 30 minutes. I couldn't stand it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been through some shit lately. We've both been through a lot of shit. But yeah, you being blunt with her boyfriend in the store, telling her she lies, that's good because she hurts you, man, and he deserves to know it. You know what happened there.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I completely agree with that. It's like when Mr. Berger sent me an email. I was like, dude, you gotta stay away from her. She'll lie on you. She'll use you. Blah blah blah. It's true. I told Addie, I said, you're nothing but a liar and a whore. And she got so mad. And I told her new boyfriend, I said, have fun with her. She's nothing but a liar and a whore. Sure, that sounds mean, but she lied to me and she cheated on me. Therefore, she was a liar and a whore.
Right.
And people need to know about it. You know, you don't want to hear mean things from me. Then don't fucking be mean to me. I'm like Poppy, man. I'm the nicest guy in the world. Fucking push my buttons, I'm gonna say something. Like when he snaps on his roommate, you know.
Right.
It takes something for him to snap on her. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end the show with with some more bad news here. You know, I have this thing for Asian women because I feel like American women don't understand me, but an Asian girl would. That's true. Not all American women. There's plenty of American women out there I would love to be with and love to talk to. It's all about chemistry and communication. It's just standardly, an Asian woman would understand me. It's because we had the same philosophy. We're very logical, and we look at life a certain. It's just easier, you know.
Right.
I'm more prone to have a good relationship with an Asian woman. That's all I mean. And same with an American woman. It's just harder to find. So as you guys know, I've been talking to Tiff for a while and been trying to win her heart and everything. And her and I had a long talk last night and almost an argument. And it was a passionate conversation. And, you know, you guys know I got feelings for her and everything. I'm trying to find a good picture over here. And strong feelings for her. She's like the perfect girl for me. She's a little too pretty for me, but personality-wise, she's real good. We got things in common. Her whole country is Buddhist philosophy. I know that shit don't mean much to you guys, but it means a lot to me. And we just had these really good conversations. And she's beautiful with her black hair that she's never cut before. That's what goes all the way down to her stomach, looks like. But if I was her, I'd just keep it shoulder length. But awesome girl, stuff like that. And you know, she asked me last night. She said, I've been watching your videos and I read everything you say. Do you really love me? I said, yes, I do. I said, I love you a lot. I said, I would marry you, blah, 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 everything else. She said, you would marry me and never cheat on me, be committed to me? I said, I would, Tiffany. You know that. I said, I love you forever, girl. I said, you all I would ever want in this life. Everything. I said, you're everything to me. I'd be stupid to cheat on you or anything like that. No, you're perfect, honey, and she is, you know, in my opinion. So she's very nice, a nice little lady. That's one of her exotic shots, though. But, you know. Oh man, I cry for buttermilk. So long, passionate conversation. And what kills me is she takes me seriously. She's like, Brandon, I would love you too, and I would date you, and we can have pretty babies. And I would have to have babies with her. Hey, that's fine with me. Sure, it'd be fun. Because because she deep down she wants her a white man, which benefits me, and I always throw that in there. I'm like, hey, pretty babies, we can have pretty babies, you know? Like, yeah, yeah. Because they're the type of Asians, the Taiwans, they want to be white. That's why a lot of their pictures they got kind of like pale skin because they up the brightness. So it's an achievement for them to marry a white man. They want to be white. They love white people. Right. Which ain't right. It just benefits me. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. So she was asking me if everything I said was real about her. I said yes. And she's like, you've been really sweet to me. You pay attention to what you remember things I said. You listen to me. I love talking to you. I said, I love talking to you, honey. She's like, I would date you. I would marry you. I said, really? Really? What? You know, I'm just going crazy. She said, but you must come here and get me. I'm like, oh, man. So American girls over here that are on her level are fucking stuck up as shit. They won't even talk to you. They think they're better than everybody. And they take a shit just like we do. And I wipe my ass better than all them girls. So perfect girl, but she's across the world. And she told me she appreciates what I say. She remembers what she watches my videos. I love talking to her. She's a sweetheart. She's a nice, good-natured woman.
Right.
But she's logical. She got to the point, and I appreciate that. She's like, can you move here or can you pick me up? I'm like, no. She's like, well, there's no need for us to waste our times. And she's right because we are wasting our times doing that. But I'm like, no, just be friends. Let's see what it is. So I can't go. So got the perfect girl. She actually loves me, says she would date me and marry me, all this other crap, if I could just get to her. And that was just so disappointing. Because I don't get mad anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I don't get mad anymore. I get disappointed. And that was just so disappointing to know I finally got her attention. I won that girl, got her attention and everything. A girl like that wants to be with me, and I can't go see her. That was just so disappointing. Very depressing, you know. Yeah. It's my fault for talking to her in the first place. I mean, but love's illogical. You know, what do I expect? I can't go see her or whatever. My only hope is eventually maybe my life will be successful enough to where I can go see a girl like that, you know, or go overseas and see places I want to see. Or maybe I'll get lucky over here, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, it's just disappointing to know that this beautiful woman would date you and marry you, and she's just too far away, you know, long distance relationship. So I told her I couldn't see her, and she was just like, we don't need to waste our time anymore. And I'm like, well, we're going to be friends, like it or not, Tiff. She's like, okay. And she didn't unfriend me because we were arguing for a while. Well, not arguing, it's a heated conversation. And, you know, I was surprised she didn't unfriend me, but she ain't going to unfriend me because she likes me. She likes talking to me. She's just disappointed as I was. You know, it was just so sad to know that a girl like that wants you, but it's just too far away. And I've been talking to her for a while. You know, I like Asian girls. They're hard to find over here, unless you're in California or something, because that's close to Japan as far as going overseas is. I'm just saying, if I had the money right now, ladies and gentlemen, I would have me a wife, or at least a girlfriend. I just got to go get her. And everybody says, well, just stick to your own area. Find a girl over here. And I agree with that. And I've tried talking to this girl in the store that lives around here. She's beautiful, beautiful white woman. Mm-hmm. Very smart and responsible. But most importantly, she's good-natured. She's nice. You can just see that she's that type of person, good-natured. I like her personality. But she's in a 3-year relationship. And she said her boyfriend's a jerk. I said, well, if you're with me, you won't have to worry about that anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's just sad. You know, my girlfriend doesn't have to be Asian or anything. But like I told Tiffany, I said, American women usually don't understand me, but you do. And she does. She loves me. She knows. She tells me I'm a good man. Right. You know, she's proud to know me and stuff. She knows. She sees this. Asian women pay attention to certain things about us. And I got everything that she likes. I'm nice to her, listen to all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I can find that over here, Bill. It's hard to find. A good woman is hard to find, literally. You know, and just like in your situation, Bill, you talk to all kinds of girls that wouldn't talk to you down here, but they're like in New York or somewhere like that. They're just too far away, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because Billy be like, I got me a new Yankee, but she too far. I can't spanky. Hey, Bill. I'm like, well, shit, man. I got me a 10 out of 10 in Taiwan that said she would date me and marry me and have kids with me. I just got to go get her. I want to write Vincent Mann a letter. Come on, man. Send me some money. Write Obama. Come on, dude. I'm a good man. I deserve to have a wife and shit like that. I just need a plane ticket. You know? Right. You're like, well, let me get the teleprompters up here and I'll read you what you should do. Man, pussy. Like, I like Obama, but he's a pussy. He's a transgender vestite Wonder Woman fighting crime. Pew, 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 pew. Well, that's bad news, ladies and gentlemen. It sucks to be me, but I'm thankful for what I do have and shit like that. But I asked her, I said, you got a problem with Buddhism? Philosophy? She said, no, I'm the same way, same country. Similar mindset, logical. We're not meeting, it's a waste of time. I agree with that. It's wasting my time. Shit. She's just like Ipu, man. Like when Ipu came down here and seen me. You too far, you too far. I fight white man up here. She's right. It's right. I told Tiff, I said, oh, I love you. You're practical just like me, honey. That's all I want, ladies and gentlemen, a logical thinking woman. Because Asian women, they're disciplined. They don't let their emotions override. You know, you tell a girl, give advice down here, she thinks you flirt with them, like Bill said. I ain't trying to sleep with you. Shit. That's all I got to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm pretty much done. I'm about to starve. I'm going to get me something to eat here. If there's anything you want to add, Bill, go right ahead, because Bullet Beat is done for today in this episode. But stay tuned for another Team B therapy, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. I've enjoyed it, man. I tell you what, these Google Hangouts are always awesome, man. Google is a real strong thing, man. Just a note of our boy Aaron Rift is now in a Google Hangouts right this moment currently as we speak. So it tells you pretty much the power of how Google Hangouts can actually be if Aaron Rift is in one.
All I need is a microphone, because the wrestling YouTube channel Between the Ropes, they do Google Hangouts every week post Raw, and they sound good, dude. They both got on expensive headsets though.
Mm.
You wouldn't even think it was Google Hangouts because the quality and the audio is a 10 out of 10, but they just wear headsets, you know.
Yeah,
Ours ain't bad though. It ain't too bad.
No, I enjoy ours, man. It's important for us, for our viewers, subscribers, those that like it. You know, hey, if we can help someone out with some advice or whatever, or someone can see, hey, you're not the only one to go through this, I'm all for it, man. That's been my whole thing together, is making something that I enjoy doing, and I enjoy doing this.
Yep.
So that's about all I got to put into that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of Team B's therapy. We'll catch you on the next Team B's therapy. And
That's right.
Miss Wang, I love you, honey. I wish I can go see you, baby, because you're wifey material, girl. I would marry you on Skype if I could. You're beautiful, but most importantly, you're good-natured. I love talking to you. I wish I could be with you, honey, but the distance is between us, honey, and you know I treat you good. I'm the man that you want. You're the girl that I want, but distance is between us, like I said. So it was just you, Tiff. Just you, Tiff. Your magical kiss can take me just so far away, honey. So may she rest in peace. And wow. She may as well. She may as well, because we're not going to meet, honey. Oh man, I'm sorry, honey. Her and I were married in the past life. Oh shit. Anyway, Tiff, may she rest in peace, man. I love you, Tiff. Till next time, honey. Well, there won't be a next time, but care a lot about you, honey. And goodbye, baby.